My name's Gary Adamson. I'm one of the founders of this place called Storizon. But all the way back in 1999, I had the occasion to read this book. It's by one of my partners, Joe Pine. It's called The Experience Economy. And if a book can change your life, this book changed mine. It changed my view of work. It changed my view of life. It caused me to go on a variety of adventures, even to build a place that we're in today. Basically, experiences have a few important moving parts. They are simple and complicated all at the same time. One of the things is that experiences are a progression. They are definitely not just a warmed up version of what's come before them. We'll talk about that a little bit more. Experiences definitely have a performance aspect to them, and as such, have new and different requirements of the companies and the people who provide them. If anything, experiences are personal. What may be an experience for one person may be nothing to another. And lastly, experiences need to be passionate in their performance. They need to connect to the people who we deliver them to, and also to the people whose jobs it is to stage those experiences. So let's go into that just a little bit more, because you know what? This work has resulted in a lot of interesting insights. Insights that we've tried to write down in a book of knowledge. Now, this book looks thick, and it is. We've learned a lot. But it's far from complete. There's always more to discover in this work. But what I'm hopeful of is that some of the work that we've put in our book of knowledge will be helpful to you in your book of knowledge in the Star Chamber. You'll make your own discoveries. You'll have the things that make a big difference to how you view yourself and view the world. But what we want to do is to take you on an around the world tour of experience. Experiences as a progression, well, that was one of the most important ideas in Joe's book. He saw very clearly that they weren't just amped up customer service, that they weren't just a version of something that already existed, that they had very different requirements than anything that had come before. If you think about back to agricultural times, when it was someone's birthday, what did we do? Well, mom had all of the commodities at hand to make a cake. She had the eggs, the milk, the flour, all of those things, and for about a quarter, she could make that cake. But we didn't all stay on farms, did we? We went into factories. And what happened to our little birthday cake then? Well, Betty Crocker and Duncan Hines put it in a box and put it on a shelf. But what we really saw in that is now the cake costs like $3 or $4. We went out and got service jobs. We reinvented the economy all over again. And what we found in that reinvention was that we could have people perform the service of making the cake for us. So now you go to the corner bakers, or maybe you get a Baskin-Robbins ice cream cake. And now how much does that cake cost? $15, $20, $30, depends on how customized you get it. We pushed further than that. And now there are birthday experiences hosted by places like Chuck E. Cheese. And you'll spend several $100s and they'll throw the cake in for free. But not only is the progression in business, the progression is in people. And one of the big parts of that progression is that experiences are performed. If products are made, services are delivered, experiences are choreographed and staged. And so the performance aspect is a whole new thing to many people in their work. Think about what it takes to be a great performer. It's a lot more than just doing the tasks at hand. There has to be an interpretation, a connection, a vibrant belief in what you're doing. It can't just be, oh, I'm here to do an experience. That won't get it. So all of a sudden we need all of each person at work, not just their mind, but their heart and their belief. That's a new requirement too. And a new opportunity for each of us who are working in business who want to make a transformational experience possible. And that's another insight that Joe had. It wasn't just a progression. It wasn't just a performance. Experiences are inherently personal. What that will mean to each of us is that we won't just treat all of the people based on their similarities. We'll need to know their differences and act on those so it's made uniquely, distinctly, just for them. But beyond just the personal delivery of an experience, it's the passionate connection to that experience. Experience work is head and heart together. And when we are passionate about what we do, all of a sudden we view the work in a whole different way. It's not just a job, it's not just a paycheck, it's a connection to purpose. Because what it means is that work will never be the same again. What it means to each of us is that some of these principles that have been applied to businesses can be applied in our own lives and makes just as big a change. So as we start to conceive something different, as we start to look at ourselves and our work, maybe from a lens that we haven't used before, my only encouragement is to keep your eyes open, keep your mind wide open, and see what might happen if you take the principles of experience and apply them to every experience you know about, including that most important one, your life.